TJ Swift House along with my son, Nate Swift, and Keita Gale. And we, as owners, and this agency believes that every single person has a purpose and a plan for their life. And so with this belief, what we would like to do is to continue to encourage you to look for the plan, look for the purpose, not just for yourself, but for others, and to help lead them in that way. So this is the third segment of this leadership tidbit, call it. And we talked about Coach Andy Reid. We talked about King David. And now I'm going to talk about this fella named Peter. So Peter was a fisherman. And evidently he did pretty well at it. But on this particular day, there was a fella, a guy who knew some things. And I'm going to call him, well, it is who it is, Jesus. So Peter had toiled all night, and it said he was tired, he was weary. And then this famous guy that had been walking around the land showed up and said, Peter, throw your nets over the boat and bring in a haul. Peter was tired, and the last thing he wanted to do after he cleaned his nets was throw them back in the water and get them dirty again, and he knew there was no fish out there because he'd already been there, done that. But what he did was threw a net over. Now, if you read the story, it says Jesus said throw the nets, plural, but he just chose one, and I think he chose one because he was tired. So he threw the net over, and then sure enough, packed to the point of the net was about to break. And so he had to have help to get the fish into the boat. And when I read that story, there was a guy who knew. I think there's probably some people in your life that have some knowings that you need to know. And when we try to do things ourselves, particularly when we're tired, and we keep trying to do things ourselves, when there's a guy who knows, sometimes it's just a good idea to stop and listen. And take it from me, sometimes I do not want to listen, particularly when it's something I don't want to hear, or because I'm tired, or because I don't believe, what they're telling me. And so I don't do what they're sharing. And when that could save me a whole bunch of extra work the next day, or the day after that, or the day after that. And if you fully listen, then you don't just get a net of help, you might get nets of help if you listen to the whole thing. And so I just think that this is a good example of somebody who didn't listen, or partially listened. How about that? But because he was tired, and because he'd already been there, done that, he didn't want to listen. So in our field, boy, do you not get tired? Same things happening, or frustration things, or things that annoy you. Not just with people that we support. I'm talking about with coworkers or people that you supervise, and you just get tired of it, and you don't want to hear advice from anybody because you've been there, done that. But I think this is a good lesson for all of us, that if we'll just listen, be open, how about that? Be open to some advice, and to try it, and to take their lead from somebody who maybe has already been there, done that, or maybe somebody that knows that you will reap the benefit just by humbling yourself in doing that. So, thanks for listening, and talk soon.